All right, welcome back to The Blend, guys. We are here at Calvin Fletcher Coffee Company right off of Virginia Ave here in Indianapolis, and we're going to be shooting some Portra 800 thank you to Robert's Camera Store and Use Photo Pro, and also some Portra 800 but medium format because if you guys checked out the other episodes, bought a Mamiya 7, caved into medium format film, so we're going to be shooting on the M6 and the Mamiya. We're gonna head straight back to the roastery with Jeff, and he's gonna walk through the roasting process.
We opened in 2009, which I'm not sure people know, or not, maybe they do, maybe they don't. But so it's been a minute. When we first opened, neither my dad nor I cared about coffee, but it was my dad's goal to have a place in the neighborhood that we lived that would be welcoming to all people. Our guiding philosophy, everyone is welcome, and so that's kind of how we approach people coming in. That's how we approach coffee, whether we're roasting or making drinks. It's how we approach like the way the shop looks too. So we want to have it full of like art and color. Also, we've never had a lot of money to work with, so like the build out is kind of a patchwork of things that we salvaged from like the old airport before it was torn down, or some other pieces like that, like the front counters from the old it's the old IMA reception desk. Our goal is, again, like we want to serve the best product that we can to the best of our ability. We don't claim to be the best, but we claim to do our best. And we want to do our best by the people that come in here, treating everybody with welcome. And then also part of that welcome obviously includes like a really great cup of coffee. So that's our goal too.
The famous indie celebrity cameo on the episode. So shout out Yusuf and everything he does for the community. Taste test. Taste test. Oh my gosh. This might be one of my favorite drinks. Yeah, it's really good. Called the Blossom. We're full sending it with the Mamiya today. There we go. It looks so good. Holy cow. I thought it was gonna be really dark in here, but actually like the natural light is really pouring in. It's pouring out right now, so was really worried about the natural light, but it looks really good. I always find myself in a freaking corner. I just need to get a wider lens and I should be fine, but we're working with the 35, we're working with what we got, and Leica glass is not cheap, so that's a gorgeous shot right there. We're shooting at 1/15. Great. Oh my gosh. Of course it has to be raining right now. Don't want to test the weather sealing of this Mamiya 7. Yeah, the overall experience at Calvin Fletcher Coffee Company just was phenomenal. You know, we were just talking about, you know, the people really make a coffee shop, and just like people want to be surrounded with good people. And so truly, like, this is one of the best coffee shops in the city, in my opinion. They've always been super friendly. I've always studied here back in college, so definitely check out Calvin Fletcher Coffee Company if you're in the like Virginia Ave area here at Indianapolis. So yeah, let's get to the film review. All right, everyone, welcome back. And just gonna cut to the chase. This is one of my favorite episodes, and I just think that both
the medium format and also 35 mil film are really strong portfolio pieces of mine. So for starters, I was really pleased at how the two rolls turned out. You know, I think Portra 800 was the right move. I would have loved to see how black and white would have been in that coffee shop, especially because there are so many different shades of colors throughout the store. And I think what made it so memorable was I just remember just, you know, talking while shooting film and just really talking with David and talking to Jeff about, you know, coffee and, you know, his lived experiences and, you know, just opening up the coffee shop in 2011 and really just being a staple here in Indianapolis. And, you know, they're a staple because they're for the people. You know, I loved Jeff's interview and just how, you know, community focused the whole entire shop is. And so this has to be one of my favorite shots of, you know, Jeff roasting and, you know, he's smelling the beans as he's going, and, you know, you see all of the pages in the background, and then also just the reflections in the machine as well. So another shot that I want to touch on is Jeff comparing the beans in his hands. We did this at Helm Coffee as well, but I think this was better executed on my part because I was very intentional with the aperture that I was shooting at, and it turned out really well where, you know, both of his hands were in focus, but outside of that, everything was out of focus. So another thing that I'm still getting used to about the Mamiya 7 is how slow the lens is. It's an f4 lens, and the Mamiya 7 just in general is, you know, predominantly used for portraits, controlled lighting situations, and landscapes. And it's not as fast as, you know, let's say like the Voigtlander 35 1.4 that I have on the M6. And so I think for next time, I'm really just going to focus on overexposing a touch bit more, just because I'm noticing the shadows are a little bit more muddy on the 120 shots than on the M6. So in general, this was one of my favorite episodes, not only because of how the rolls turned out, but also I just felt like it was such a genuine experience, from, you know, capturing the roasting process with Jeff, and then also just interacting with the baristas and the staff and just how kind they were. And they truly are for the community here in Indianapolis, and that is the type of shop that I want to highlight on this channel. I'm super excited for next episode. It may include some panoramic film, so stay tuned for that, and I will see you guys in the next one.